amazing that we could just get up at night at 10 o'clock at night, sitting in our dirah and have a chavrusa with one of our teachers in the chavrusa room, and they're always around to talk and schmooze at like crazy hours in the nighttime, and like we can call them at any time.
It's not just the words that they teach us in classroom, but when you see them, when you go to the house for Shabbos, you see them live the Torah that they teach, and when they come here for Shabbos and they go on trips with us, you see their families and how they interact, and you see them live Torah.
Nice. Yeah. I remember Rav Kupperman says, LT over LT. Learning Torah over living Torah.
The way they teach, the way they act, it's just like this pure, undiluted love for Torah. I know it sounds so corny,
100%.
but it's so true. Just like the passion is unreal, and I think more than anything, more than the notes that I'm taking and the actual information, just to feel that love and that
positive energy in the air.
That I think that carries you through more than anything.
You could walk into a farm store and ask them for apartments or Aryeh or Chachma. Like, you don't have to have a doubt in your mind that these people are the expert in their fields.
Yeah.
The Machal programming is very rich. It includes so many facets that makes the year in our Michlalah a very special time. Students have a program that offers them studies in all fields of Judaica, gives them the opportunity to study texts. It gives them the opportunity to learn and to be inspired and to improve their skills. They have a choice of various styles of learning, whether it be chavrusa learning or frontal teaching, choices of classes that they take that enrich their year so greatly. Not only is it academics that makes Michlalah special, but there's a wide variety of programming throughout the entire year that adds and enriches the year.
Every class caters for different type of growth. There's some that are more textual, some that are halacha class, some that are mussar, and eventually you can take them all and get them all. But
it's also brilliant that you can make your own schedule, because every single class that I take, I love. And I know I'm going to the class because I love it and I want it. And I decided it on my own.
I mean, then when Rav Pollock or whoever handed us the schedule, I remember just like looking at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to take all of them, what am I going to do? So like I built myself a really, really big, like I took many, many hours, which, I'm happy that I had the opportunity to do that.
The interrelationship between academics and special activities and special events really makes the year what it is. That interrelationship influences all that the student does, and the student is able to feel their own personal growth and their accomplishments and achievements in the areas of the academics, in the areas of social life, in the areas of all the things that impact upon them throughout the year.
They just make you think in a different way, and there's nothing like having someone teach you and them just turning around everything and like saying, oh, I never thought of it like that before, or like it just really opens your mind, and I think that's like the most liberating. I think that's just the most amazing thing about being in these classes.
I remember being in Rav Shmalow's class, and a girl asking him a question, and he said to her, I don't know, just be normal. And the second he said that, everyone starts quoting Mrs. Weinberg's like normal, healthy.
The aim for us is just, and the girls' aims themselves when they come here, is just to come out being a well-rounded, healthy, balanced individual. I think that is so important.
All are planned to make the year for our students to be one which is complete and replete, one which brings fulfillment and brings the opportunity for future growth and accomplishment.
Many people ask me, how do you know which students to choose for Michlalah? How do you decide who to take from all the hundreds of applicants which apply every year? And the answer is very simple. I'm looking for young ladies that yiratan kodemet lechochmatan, as Chazal told us in Pirkei Avos, meaning the yirat shamayim is the most important thing in their lives. They're coming to Michlalah to learn, to grow, to develop, to become better Jewish women, and that's the most important criteria for us to choose students.
Michlalah is known for being like a diverse seminary, and like having different types of girls from different types of backgrounds, but in the same way there still is that like Michlalah girl stereotype.
Yeah. All the girls, despite their completely different backgrounds, different high schools, different camps, we were oblivious to it all because we're like on the other side of the ocean anyway.
Americans are all the same.
Not good.
We're all from New
we
York.
Just, right. We just found that like just the girls are quality girls. There's like no way to explain it because you can't really give any other like common denominator because there isn't. Okay, everyone has similar goals and everyone wants to achieve things, but they come from different backgrounds.
The diversity of our students is just incredible. It's just a united nations. The girls come from all over the world. We ask them, where are you heading? Where are you going to? What do you want to reach?
So many of the classes are catered to learning skills and learning how to learn, so that in the future you could just pick up a sefer and learn it thoroughly and really well.
But they push the bar just high enough where it's not easy. Like Dr. Rosenwasser's class, like every single person was terrified. I remember the first day that I walked into her class thinking that for sure it's going to be like just such a scary experience. And like I've been taking her the entire year. It's one of my favorite classes, and it's not a breeze through class. It's just a class enough where you have to pay attention, but not so much that you're overwhelmed.
It's not like I'm going to go home and I've done my year of learning. It's really given me the tools and the passion, you know, to continue. And it, like what I've learned here, rather like this is what I've learned, this is the basis of my life of thorough learning. Like I've learned a drop in the ocean, which is really what I felt, because the more I learn, the more I realize there's so much more to learn. I feel like there's we've covered the drop in the ocean, and there's just like so much more out there. Like Michlalah is a big place, okay? It's huge, but they think of really clever ways to break it down into you know much smaller elements. Like the Dira becomes like one section, it becomes like your family, so it already makes Michlalah that much smaller. Then you have like your kvitza, which breaks it up again into like a bigger chunk, but then you have like machanech, rakeza, madchad, assistente. So you've got like this whole framework.
I remember when my parents were here, I took them around to Michlalah and we were just exploring the campus, and my parents were like so stunned because it was so pretty. And I remember earlier in the year someone saying, like when we were having like a gardener tend to like flowers or something, that Rav Cooperman was very into you need to have a pretty environment in order for you to succeed and do well. So the shita wasn't, oh yeah, you don't need gashmias, do with less, you'll grow. It was, in order for you to grow, you need the pretty flowers. You need to be happy and see nice things when you like walk the class.
I think absolutely is beautiful.
And the campus makes such a difference. It's just so pretty.
When I came the first day of seminary, I was really nervous because the campus was huge. You didn't know anyone. And after a week, you just figured everything out and you appreciated it so much. Like, you have space and you have smallness at the same time.
They really do. Like at the beginning of the year, I think it wasn't like a coincidence, you know, it wasn't like a random thing that they happened to have the first meeting at the Machanech's house, or at our Rakezet's house, or that we had a Shabbaton in her dira, or even Rav Cooperman having a chug at his, you know, in his apartment. It makes such a big difference. It's like their care is beyond the classroom, it's beyond the Michlalah campus.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the study of Torah based on the Symphony of Three, a comprehensive study of Devar Hashem. We learn Al HaTorah, we learn Et HaTorah, and we learn Min HaTorah. Three aspects to the study of Torah. There's another Symphony of Three. Study of Torah is, on the one hand, an intellectual pursuit. On the other hand, it's an emotional involvement. On the third hand, it is a hashkafa identification, the Symphony of Three in the study of Torah.